Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging straight into a core tension that, well, it really defines a lot of human experience.
That's right. It's this friction between, active, limitless compassion and maybe a colder, more rigid adherence to tradition, dispassionate tradition.
It's a conflict that definitely feels timeless.
It does. And our sources today, they're excerpts analyzing New Testament accounts, mainly from the ministry of Jesus Christ. They really lay this tension bare.
Yeah, specifically, we're looking at how the true meaning of rest and restoration sort of clashed head-on with legalism.
Especially around the Sabbath observance. That seemed to be a real flashpoint.
Okay, let's dive in then. Our mission here is to distill what these sources offer about the Sabbath's true meaning, really explore the sheer breadth of active compassion.
Right, and then confront something pretty destructive that the sources detail. This danger of, well, unjustifiable anger.
Anger that pops up when rituals get prioritized over actual mercy, over restoration.
Exactly. And where better to start than the battlefield itself, so to speak, the Sabbath.
Yeah, and the most vivid illustrations of this fight really come from the healing stories, don't they?
Absolutely. Let's look first at the case of the woman who was bowed down. That's in Luke 13.
And this wasn't like a minor thing. She'd been afflicted for 18 years. Bent double, couldn't straighten up.
18 years, imagine. And when Jesus saw her, the action was just immediate. He says, "Woman, thou art loosed from thine infirmity."
Instant, complete restoration, just by a touch.
The divine power there is, well, it's undeniable. But what's truly astonishing and what really reveals the heart of the opposition
Is the reaction of the ruler of the synagogue.
Right. The analysis points out he responds with profound indignation, resentment even.
He wasn't angry about the miracle itself, was he?
No, he was angry that the day was, in his view, violated.
He actually stands up and tells the crowd something like, there are 6 days for work. Come and be healed on those days, not on the Sabbath.
He tried to schedule a miracle. It's incredible.
That mindset, according to these sources, is just the definition of a heart hardened by legalism, isn't it?
Totally. He couldn't celebrate this woman's freedom because his vision was just completely blocked by his rigid view of the law.
Focused on the technicality, the rule.
Not the divine spirit of rest or restoration that the Sabbath was actually meant for.
This sets things up perfectly for that second case, the man with the withered hand from Matthew 12.
Ah, yes. Here, his opponents try to trap Jesus more directly, asking straight up, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath?
They were basically trying to build a legal case against him.
And Jesus just shuts down their whole framework instantly with this brilliant common sense counter-argument.
The sheep in the pit analogy.
Exactly. He asks them, if your sheep falls into a pit on the Sabbath, aren't you going to pull it out right away?
Of course, the answer is yes. Nobody would let their sheep die over a rule.
Right? And then the clincher, the mic drop moment, as you called it.
He states plainly, a man is far better than a sheep.
And the core takeaway the sources really hammer home here is simple, but honestly, revolutionary.
It's always lawful to do good, to heal, to show mercy, even on the Sabbath.
It completely flips the hierarchy. Human dignity, human deliverance, that has to outweigh ritual demands, always.
The principle that emerges, the one we should really carry with us, is any day is a good day to do good.
That feels right. Any day.
And that sentiment takes us right into the true nature of rest itself.
Yeah, because we hear Sabbath, and we often jump straight to Saturday or, list of rules.
But the source emphasizes the word's fundamental meaning is simpler. It's just rest.
And the purpose of that rest, as the analysis explains it, is comprehensive recovery, restoration.
Not just kicking back, but actual renewal.
Exactly. Christ came to give true, deep rest. Recovery not just for the physically tired, but for the spiritually broken, the morally lost, the weak.
His whole ministry was aimed at renewal, in every possible sense.
I love how the source connects this logically to the law itself.
Oh, right, with the circumcision example.
Yeah. If a minor ritual like circumcision, which definitely involves some work and crucially could be performed on the Sabbath.
If that was okay, then how could the ultimate act of goodness, making someone every whit whole, be unlawful?
The irony is just so thick, isn't it?
Yeah.
They were fine with a partial kind of bloody ritual on the sacred day.
But not a complete, painless miracle of total restoration.
And this idea of restoration, it's not just fixing a withered hand or a bent back.
No, the sources stress that Christ meets people right where their deepest need is. Physical problems, yes, but also
Moral, spiritual, mental infirmities. even character flaws.
Every encounter seems geared towards complete deliverance, total renewal.
And this commitment, crucially, wasn't tied to the calendar.
Mm.
The sources use this beautiful phrase.
That Jesus consistently wore the garments of compassion and love.
Think about that imagery. Compassion wasn't like a special outfit for certain occasions.
It was his everyday clothing.
Exactly. His mercy wasn't restricted to certain days or, convenient situations. He healed whenever he saw the need.
Because that love, that compassion just superseded any human rule.
And that consistency is so key to understanding the holistic nature of his ministry.
Which brings us to a really crucial point. The healing itself wasn't the final goal, was it? It was more like the road there.
Well put. Miracles were frequent, yes, consistent, but they were always pointing towards something deeper.
Right. And here's where, for me, it gets really interesting. The analysis emphasizes that while the miracles were amazing displays of power,
Christ's ultimate aim was salvation, readiness for eternity. Physical healing was, in a sense, a vehicle.
a means to inspire faith.
Precisely.
Right.
We see this demonstrated so clearly with Lazarus in John 11. Raising him from the dead wasn't just a spectacle.
No, the text explicitly says the miracle led many of the Jews to believe on him.
The sign led directly to conviction, to conversion.
And this pattern just continued right into the early church's ministry, didn't it?
Seamlessly. When Peter healed Aeneas, the man paralyzed for 8 years, the result was immediate and widespread.
Acts 9 says, all that dwelt at Lydda and Saron saw him and turned to the Lord.
Wow, the connection is undeniable. And the source stresses, we should never minimize the power of these divine works.
They're specifically designed, it seems, to draw people to faith, to salvation.
Yet, despite all this overwhelming evidence, divine love, life-changing restoration, the opposition still burned hot.
Fueled by that terrible emotion we mentioned, the poison of unjustifiable anger.
Yeah, the sources describe the opponent's Pharisees, lawyers, as showing unreasonable hostility, malicious attitudes even.
They weren't just skeptical, were they? It sounds like they were actively looking for fault.
Their whole focus was on how to prosecute the healer, not how to rejoice with the person healed.
So what defines this kind of anger, this unjustifiable anger? It's not just being annoyed, right?
No, it's deeper. It's anger rooted in defending one's own cherished tradition, or maybe even personal control, over salvation itself.
It's anger aimed at people who choose obedience to God over, well, the demands of other people.
And this is where the source brings in some powerful modern analogies for us, the learners.
Oh, yeah. What?
Like, imagine a parent getting angry at their child who refuses to do something sinful like steal or lie or maybe use drugs because the child has a godly conviction against it.
Okay, I see. Or a leader getting furious because a follower won't obey an instruction that clearly contradicts God's explicit word.
Exactly. In those cases, the anger isn't righteous indignation protecting something good.
It's self-serving rage. It's actually opposing righteousness, opposing godly obedience.
Which is precisely what the Pharisees were doing. They were enraged that Jesus performed good works on the day supposedly set aside for rest.
They were furious at mercy itself.
It's staggering. And the ancient prophet Jonah becomes this perfect biblical metaphor for that kind of selfish anger.
Jonah. Angry because God showed mercy to Nineveh.
Yes. The analysis points this out clearly. Jonah was angry at divine compassion because God spared the city after they repented. Jonah wanted judgment.
God offered mercy.
And to be angry at God's goodness, that's the ultimate self-absorption, isn't it?
It implies you think God's mercy should be reserved just for you or your group.
Forgetting completely that you needed that exact same redemption yourself.
The sources are pretty blunt about where that path leads.
They are. Self-destruction. The accusers, driven by envy and fear, chose hostility over repentance, over compassion.
They displayed the very opposite of the heart of Christ.
And that stark contrast brings us right back to the heart of the ministry, the call to the harvest.
Because Jesus' response to the troubled world was the total opposite of the legalists' anger.
Completely. He was observant, sure, but his observation was compassionate, not critical.
He saw the crowds fainting, scattered, sick, troubled, and the text says he was moved with compassion.
He didn't stand back and judge how they got into their mess or criticize their lifestyle.
He just saw their helplessness and wanted their total restoration.
And that compassion immediately turned into action and insight.
The harvest truly is plenteous.
But the laborers are few. The need is overwhelming, but the workers willing to actually do the work of restoration are scarce.
This leads right into the model for the church, for believers moving forward.
Yes, The source really emphasizes that Jesus showed absolutely zero envy or jealousy about his power. He didn't hoard it?
He didn't keep the ability to heal or teach just for himself?
Not at all. He freely gave power to his followers, commanded them, actually, to go heal and preach the gospel.
That feels like a very direct application for you, the listener.
It really is. If you're meant to possess the nature of Christ, then you have to be willing to share, to teach, to equip others to do the same works of restoration.
The power isn't meant to be bottled up, it's meant to multiply the harvest.
And this is where we need to concentrate on our specific divine calling. Romans 12 talks about this.
Right, different gifts, different graces.
Exactly. Each person has a specific grace or ministry teaching, exhorting, giving, showing mercy.
And the advice here is pretty straightforward, isn't it?
Very. Concentrate fully on the work assigned to you. Avoid comparing yourself or competing with others.
Just fulfill your role diligently.
Yeah.
And cheerfully.
That cheerful diligence, the source calls it, fervency in spirit. It means serving the Lord with this tireless, passionate energy.
No room for sloth or laziness in this work.
Not if the kingdom is to expand as Christ intended. When believers serve faithfully, heal consistently, disciple fruitfully. That's how it happens.
It's the ultimate contrast then. Rigid rules lead to anger, stagnation.
But fervent compassion, rooted in the true meaning of rest, leads to harvest, expansion, life.
So, pulling this all together, what does it mean for us today?
Well, the core message we've distilled seems to be this profound rejection of religious rigidity.
In favor of a powerful mandate for active, comprehensive compassion, holistic ministry.
Ministry that isn't, confined to certain days or convenient circumstances.
Indeed. It really forces us to look at our own boundaries, doesn't it?
It does. If the real essence of the Sabbath is true rest and restoration.
And if Christ showed that God's power isn't limited by human customs or calendars,
how might applying that principle, any day is a good day to do good, how might that change the focus of your priorities this week? Your service.
That's definitely a challenging thought to take away. Is your priority the rule, or is it the restoration? We hope this deep dive has provided some clarity and maybe encouraged you to continue your own exploration into these powerful truths.